What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rants, no hate. So, the story of Connor Benn, it just gets crazier. So, Connor Benn is under investigation for banned substance for that he pretty much was found in his system before this last time. So, this isn't the second time after the last time was the second. So basically, this was an encounter that happened that we never heard about. People inside boxing hear things. Someone must have decided, you know what, enough is enough. And they put this out. So you don't hear any denial from Conor Benn. And I said he needs to be quiet because all he's doing is talking about I'm innocent and I want to fight and I want, I don't think none of these guys thought that this was going to turn into what it has turned into. And Eddie Hearn is in like full jackass mode because this guy is also trying to keep this fight going. So initially when I said maybe there was something that he just doesn't get, like because the fighters are both saying they want to fight and the fact that Conor Benn wasn't suspended. But at the same time, look at what was in his system. Now look at how he responded when Jarrell Miller had something in his system. What makes it different for Conor Benn? Rightfully so, they banned Jarrell Miller. But see, I feel like if you have to do this type of stuff, you should be banned from boxing, period. You are in a position to make millions of dollars. And if you fail to do it legitimately, it's like if you get fired from Home Depot for doing something criminal, they're not hiring you back. And that stays on your record. And I know people will say, yeah, but that's harsh. Well, what if he would have gotten in the ring and killed Chris Eubanks Jr.? What's worse, someone who's being penalized for something that they did knowingly, willingly, versus someone's life being taken or someone being a vegetable for the rest of their life because someone beat them not even fair and square. Now, for the people that saying they think Chris Eubanks Sr. knew something and wasn't speaking up, well, he'd be part of the problem if that was the case. That would be stupid. If they take him saying that they should boycott the fight because his son, is coming in at a disadvantage. He's only coming in 60%. And he's trying to get down to a weight that's not healthy for him. That's what he was referencing. Now, if you're trying to say that he was speaking in code, meaning he knew about something being in Conor Benn's system, then no, you'd come out and just say it. You wouldn't come out and try to sugarcoat it and try to make it seem like it's something else. Then on top of that, well, what sense would it make for him to make that cryptic little message he made? I'm coming for you. You tried to murder my boy and all that. What sense would that make, right? So, Conor Benn, like I said, what was in his system? How is he going to explain that? And on top of that, see, for that to be in his system, how's someone going to put that there for you? And let's just say it like this. For something to be in your system and you're not aware, that means someone put something in your food or drink. They either did it to give you an advantage or they did it to set you up so it'll show up in your system. Simple. One or the other. I'm not really trying to hear someone set him up. And I'm not trying to hear that he doesn't know what's in his system. This is just becoming the type of thing where I feel like they didn't think that this was going to happen. So, let me just read this to you. According to a report by the Daily Mail, rising welterweight star Conor Benn is being investigated over claims he failed a second drug test which the paper indicates took place prior to the drug test failure, which ultimately canceled last weekend's planned pay-per-view fight with Chris Eubanks Jr. Last Wednesday, the Daily Mail first broke the news that Benn had tested positive for the banned substance clomiphene. The test in question, which was administered by respected drug testing agency VADA, had been taken a few weeks earlier. And Hearn did say he knew about this for 2 weeks. So he failed again. But see, they didn't say he failed a drug test. They just said he failed a test. They knew about it. So basically him getting caught the second time. And it's for the same drug. It's for the same drug. After the story was broken and quickly began to circulate, the British Boxing Board of Council would issue an official statement where the organization announced the removal of their sanction for the Benn Eubank encounter. While promoters Eddie Hearn and Cale Sauerland, however you say that shit, Sauerland, were initially planning to present a legal challenge to the BOC's position, they decided to postpone the entire event. The Daily Mail did not reveal the date of claimed second test failure, but notes that the alleged substance is once again clomiphene. Veteran promoter Frank Warren spoke to the paper and revealed that members of the British boxing community were aware of Benn's testing issues, and Eddie Hearn did admit that. A few of us have known about this earlier test of some time. Warren said to Daily Mail, that makes it even more of a scandal, more damaging to our sport than everyone thought. Clomiphene was created as a fertility aid for women, but male athletes have used the drug to boost their testosterone, which in turn created a ban of the drug in all mainstream sports. Several outlets in the UK have revealed that UKAD, which is UK Anti-Doping, is already in the process of conducting their own probe. UKAD has reportedly made a request to secure Benn's test results from VADA for a planned investigation, where the undefeated boxer could face a potential penalty of a multi-year ban if found guilty. So, like I said before, when you have something in your system and you sit up here and say, I don't know how it got there, I don't know what's there and how it got there, but I know I want the fight, I'm ready, I try. This is all he was talking about. And then he was talking angrily like someone did something to him, as if there's no reason for the fight to not go on. So have we gotten to a point where we just don't care? We don't, it doesn't matter if I have something in my system or not. I want the fight. Because if I had something in my body and I don't know how it got there, I know for damn sure I want to know what the hell is what was inside of me, okay? Especially if I know I didn't take anything. The way I see it, Conor Benn is guilty. He's not going to come out and say, look, I was wrong for what I did. He's probably going to say something like he doesn't know how it got there. And he understands that VADA or UKAD is only doing their job, but it hurts him because he knows he's innocent. He's probably going to shed some tears and say how, you know, I've never been a dirty fighter. This is the biggest fight of my career. This is, something I really wanted, and I don't know how it got in my system. That's probably where he's going to go with it. Who knows? But this right here is not what any sport needs. And if this was to go unnoticed, if this was to just be swept under the rug like the first drug test that he failed did, then it goes to show you. I feel like this. I know when it comes to business, people don't care about you personally. They care what you can do for them. They don't care about you. When you're no longer able to do, they'll find a new you. That's just how that works. As far as Eddie Hearn and everybody that was aware, it's like you guys knew about this and tried to keep it a secret and was willing to let the fight go on. And again, as I said, even for Eddie Hearn, look at how he reacted when Jarrell Miller popped dirty multiple times when he was supposed to fight Anthony Joshua. So how could you forget all of that and all of a sudden let's make an exception for Conor Benn? I don't care about this fight happening in British soil. I don't care nothing about how much money is at stake and this is a massive, massive fight. Who cares? You guys don't care about a human life? Because at the end of the day, like I said, fighters, we have too much heart sometimes for our own good. And for this man to have failed his test, knowing that something in his system can be the reason why he's even been getting knockouts like he has. Who knows? Now, like I said before, every fighter that he's beaten is going to look and say, I wonder if this dude was dirty when he beat me. Who knows? This is going to tarnish his credibility. Conor Benn was just starting to get that recognition from his last fight and then going into this fight with Chris Eubanks. This whole, legacy, this father versus, Chris versus Chris Sr. versus Nigel Benn, and now it's carrying over to the sons, and they're going to carry this war on and all this. And it's like, I feel like this was just an unnecessary fight anyway. But you see what comes out, what comes to the light when things do happen. So in other words, if Eddie Hearn hadn't got freaking greedy, because I just felt like this was a mismatch. I feel like Chris Eubanks Jr. should be able to basically beat Conor Benn and beat him badly and hurt him, even if Conor starts off looking good. However, I just feel like Chris Eubanks should have been able to really take it to him. Pause. This kind of stuff needs to stop, y'all. It really does. Hopefully, this fight right here being canceled is the beginning of a more strict drug testing system, more randomly, not just title fights, because you really just don't know what people are doing anymore. And the fact that you have people acting like it's normal, like it's okay. Fighters want to fight, like I said, Eddie's saying either suspend him or let him fight. But you admitted, Eddie, that the guy has something in his system. Do you not understand that? As I said, even like, for example, if you're sitting in a corner and you're giving your fighter water and the other corner is giving him Gatorade, guess what? That's to replenish, not to just rehydrate. You okay? Providing electrolytes and all that type of shit. Water is not doing all that. They shouldn't have Gatorade in their bottle. They should have just water. And if it's agreed that you have Gatorade, then that means both can have it. It's just water. That's all you're giving them in the corner. Water. How do you go into a fight knowing that this man has something in his system? And then when you find out what it is and what it's used for and the fact that it's banned, but treat it like it's nothing. It's just something he took, but it's not a big deal. It is a big deal. Well, because of greed, and this is how I have to say it, because I just didn't see the point in this fight. Just like if you guys remember, I didn't see the point in Triple G and what's his name, Kell Brook going up to fight Triple G. Like for what? All this he dared to be great. Well, him daring to be great got his face broken, and then he got it broken again by Earl Spence. And he was never the same after that. The punishment he took, not just to his face, but to his body as well. And this is where, when I looked at this fight, I said, okay, you know what? Now, when I say may the best man win, that's what I mean, because I really don't care who wins. But at the same time, it's like, even if I was leaning towards a certain fighter, let me say this. I only respect the fighter that wins fair and square. Maybe Conor Benn felt a little insecure. He's saying the size doesn't mean anything, but you have something in your system, not once but twice. They find the same thing in you 2 times, and you're going to say twice you don't know how it got in your system? Come on, y'all. And when people are very stubborn and selfish, it's just like if you've ever had words with someone who's clearly wrong, but they can't just apologize. They have to get offensive to try to defend themselves. But they know they're wrong. They know if you did the same thing to them, they'd say the same things. So in Conor Benn, like his attitude, I'm looking at his demeanor and it's like, yeah, he's trying to act all stone face and I want to fight. Chris wants to fight. We both agree. We talk, but Chris doesn't have anything in his system. You do. And the fact that they hid this. How many times have this happened in boxing? We don't know, right? There's people right now we could be applauding for a victory that they had, and it could have been because of something that was in their system that everybody just. Who knows? Because this is some BS. But the truth came to the light. The fight was canceled as it should have been. But Eddie Hearn looks like a jackass right now. All involved look like jackasses, and they all should have heavy fines. They all should have something. They all should be penalized because the fact that they are aware of it. And, I'm about to close this video in a minute. So, again, I don't believe that Chris Eubank Sr. was trying to tell us anything outside of what he actually said. Because, like I said, he'd be just as big of an idiot as the rest of them to know that this guy has something in his system and he's going to fight my son. And then he's making these little cryptic videos for his son as if his son is not a 33-year-old grown man that can take care of himself. So what sense would that make if he already knew as well? That means he would, the best thing for him to do if that's the case was just keep his mouth shut and stay out of it. Because why? Why would you, make noise about something that you knew? So I don't think that that's it at all. I really think, truthfully, that part was just him just running his mouth. And maybe he wanted to get under Nigel Benn's skin. Who knows? I don't know. Who knows? Maybe he's trying to work. I believe that might have been more of a psychology thing towards, Nigel and Conor. Who knows? But at the end of the day, what needs to happen should happen. Boxing doesn't need this shit. And I can't say I'm really surprised at any of them because, like I said, I don't put people on pedestals. I would never say, just like I never told anybody, I don't think Tyson Fury's above cheating. But I said, Deontay Wilder's making a lot of claims, but he can't prove anything. And the simple things that he should have done, he didn't do. As simple as saying, I want that glove investigated right here in front of my face. That man has no padding in his glove or he has something in his glove. Right there, what could they have said? You or somebody, after the commission, whoever's there, take control. Help. I want you guys to take these gloves in your custody, whether we do it in the ring or in the back. I want it done on camera for the world to see what this man did. No. No. And his excuse was, why would he do that when he could get his hands on him himself? Because you're not good enough to beat him. You managed to knock him down 4 times, but he got up and he knocked you out. And he stopped you. So, basically, you didn't get revenge. All you did was made a bunch of claims. So, I never said that any of these fighters, I don't know what these fighters will or will not do, especially they got millions of dollars on the line. I don't know these people to say. I got friends I can't say I know what they would or wouldn't do in a desperate situation. That family, I can't say, oh, he wouldn't do that. I can say, I would like for the truth to be that he or she wouldn't do it. I don't know for sure what that person would or wouldn't do. But again, no proof and a bunch of ridiculous claims. And then every week something else was added to the story type of thing for a damn year. So pretty much this is just cut and dry, man. It's in your system not once but twice. And not only did they keep the last one away from the public, but the first time he fell. So again, is it a stretch to say how many more times have he done this? And again, fighters in general who pretty much you know what's in your body. And think about this. For Conor to react the way he did when we first heard about it, which was the second time, but to us we thought it was the first time. We didn't know about another time. So the fact that this was in his system before, he never said it. He never brought it up and said, look, I got tested before. This same thing was in my system. I do not know how I got there. Things happen, yes. It's like, just say, for example, this is not like your social media. How like on Facebook, somebody can join you into a group without your permission, and all of a sudden, if you have Messenger, you're getting all these stupid messages, people sending dick pics and all kind of stuff, and you're like, oh, wait, you. So it's like you're trying to take yourself out this group and block these people, or you got to turn your notifications off or something, or somehow people can hack your page or whatever, that type of stuff. This is not that. Nobody hacked your body. Nobody put something in your system other than you. I think Conor Benn is guilty, and I think that this brother's about to get banned from the sport. And whatever the situation may be, I don't think it's going to be a life ban, but whatever. People are saying it could be up to a 4-year ban. I mean, but this is twice. So he did it to himself. And for all this, I love the sport. This is how I feed my family. Well, you should have thought about that before you did what you did. I held back to just let me hear how this story is going to unfold. Because remember, I told you guys, I don't think this is the end of this story. There's going to be more. Didn't know that it was going to be, so much of him doing it, failing a previous test. But just based on everything that was going on and the fact that they knew about this for 2 weeks, but tried to handle it as if it's not that big of a deal. It was handled so nonchalantly. All of them need a slap in the face. They all need some type of fine, some type of ban. All of them need something to happen. Got to be repercussions for all of them, because the only way, and this is why people can talk all the shit they want about Floyd. Oh, Floyd was scared. He using doping as an excuse. Okay. Only an idiot who doesn't understand. You just want a level playing field. It'd be one thing if he was saying, you have to take a drug test, but I don't. You understand what I'm saying? Because that person can be dirty. Or you can be clean, you can be dirty, and that person is clean. But you're sitting up here, and that person could be dirty. So what do you have to hide? There's nothing to hide. Take the test. Right? Simple. So anyway, Conor then took his, both his left and his right foot and kicked himself square up his own ass. What's going to happen with the rest of them? Yet to be seen. But greed, man. Greed. And I can't say, I wish this didn't happen. No, what happened happened. What's that song that goes like? Right? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying because of your greed. All this trying to make a legacy fight between the freaking middleweight, super middleweight versus a damn welterweight. And then bring the dads up and continue some to try to. I mean, I thought they buried the hatchet years ago. Now all of a sudden they want to rekindle it. Well, and not only that, more than likely it would have been a rematch too. They would have tried to set up for a rematch. And again, it's not like it was a fight that I'm sitting up here, I'm ready to get my popcorn and my dinner ready, and no, it was just I check the fight out, see how it go. It is what it is. But under these circumstances, nah. Fight was canceled, and it should have been. And instead of these people trying to get to the bottom of Conor explaining himself, they're still trying to find ways to make the fight happen. They still want the fight to happen. They still is like, no. Your focus shouldn't be on that. Just like when Queen Elizabeth II died, everything was postponed. That was natural causes. She died. She wasn't assassinated, but she died. She's gone. And everything was postponed. And they say, due to respect to the Queen, we'll just no negotiations or nothing. Here, someone has popped dirty and could end up killing somebody in the ring, and all certain people are concerned about is the show must go on. Well, they all did it to themselves. And Connor's behavior was no different because he's not even trying to figure out what the hell is in his body. All he wants to do is get in the ring and fight. They wanted that bag, all of them. Promoters and all. They wanted that money. And then Frank Warren himself saying that they knew about it. Damn, you knew too, Frank? All of you guys were aware. Or were you just repeating it? Because from what I read, it's like, okay, he's saying it, they knew. You know, if you knew and you kept quiet, then you're an accomplice. Because you knew as well, whether you had something to do with the fight or not. You know, this is my thing about people. When you say something about a person, right? And you try to point a finger at these individuals and say these people are despicable, look at what they did, but you knew, it would just be like, imagine somebody breaking your house and kill your family, and your neighbors saw the whole thing but don't say anything. 10 years later, one day, you guys are having a conversation, and then the neighbor comes out and says, yeah, I saw who killed your family, but, you know, I didn't want to get involved. Or that moment right there, that part, everything's about to go left. I don't care if it was 10 years ago, but the fact that they knew, and then they're speaking about it now, but they knew all this time, so no different. Anyway, talk to me in the comment section. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people. Should Connor beat Benn, Eddie Hearn, and all parties involved, what you think the punishment should be? Talk to me in the comments. Catch y'all on the next video.